Day 84 of 365. Today was a really beautiful day, right up until maybe like early evening. I had a couple things that occurred today that kind of just, I don't know, rubbed me the wrong way. I was having a great day. Spent time with my wife and my daughter. We went out and saw some open houses that were being held. Checked in on one of our productivity coaching um, uh, that's not she's not a she's just somebody who's a member of productivity coaching, and I was just checking in on seeing how she was doing at her open house, and it's going to be a great uh, transaction for her. She's going to do fine. But so a friend of mine who I've known for like 25 years, I've known her, I've known her family, I've known her husbands, I've known her children. She worked for me for a time. And she just got into it with her daughter. And let me say something. People have disagreements all the time. And they rise and fall to all sorts of different occasions. But you can have a disagreement. Having that great debate on a public social space like Facebook is probably not the best possible scenario. It was really disheartening to see them two go at it in public. It's just not. It wasn't becoming. Neither one of them was acting like an adult. I get it. There are some issues, but you should handle it privately. It is something that just should be handled privately. Social media has changed the way that people handle disagreements thoroughly. Um, you used to be when you had a disagreement with somebody, you just pick up the phone or you go to their house and go to them in person and say, hey, look, I don't get what's going on. I don't like it. This is what happened. We need to figure out a resolution. Adults, adulting. It's called adulting. You get to a certain age and you really are should be you're required to act like an adult. Now, not everybody's going to act like an adult, but you should be required to. And everybody that's around you, no matter what, I love them both dearly, but they're not acting like adults. So that went on, and I made my opinion known, and I just moved on because they were still thrashing at each other. And I said, "This is crazy." And so I moved on and I went to the grocery store. Had to go shopping. Was going down the aisle where they have the soaps, dishwasher soaps, sink soaps, all that stuff. And I was watching a lady, just out of chance, and she was taking dishwashing tablets from one container and filling another container up with them, emptying the one container and putting it back on the shelf, effectively getting a two for one. And I stood there in just shock because she did it right in front of me. I just was standing there, and I kept looking at her and looking at her containers, and I'm like, what are you doing? And she turned around and shot off. And my wife came by and she goes, what's wrong? And I told her what happened. She goes, you're kidding me. And I go, no, no. And I guess my big conclusion is to this whole mess that happened in the last like 3 hours of my life. So where have we gone? What is going on? When did we think, or when did we decide that it's okay to steal like that in the open? What conversation were you having with yourself to say, I deserve this? Now look, this wasn't about feeding somebody's child or, I need this gallon of milk. This was dishwasher tablets. This is like if you are well off enough to have a dishwasher, then you should be able to afford the dishwashing tablets and not have to steal them. And I just think it's a terrible reflection on you and everybody around you that you would do that. And then to think, and I'm not really sure what you're thinking, but I'm assuming that you're thinking that Walmart is a big company and they can afford it. Except the problem is that we all have to pay for that. And I just, it boggles my mind that we have got to this point. And why? Why? How did we get here? How did it become acceptable? How did it become acceptable for two grown people, mother and daughter, to go at making horrendous, salacious claims about each other in the open square, in the public? This should have been handled in a room together. Haggle it out, figure out a way, do something better. But they didn't. And how did this woman decide to make this decision that this was a good thing? It really bothered me. And so my point to the whole thing is how did we get here? When did we start having these conversations that these things are all acceptable? I don't know. I don't know. And so then I thought back to a conversation I had with somebody else months ago, because it just kind of started ringing in my head. Now, you can be religious or not. I'm okay. That's between you and your faith and me and my faith. I'm good with it. You can pick whichever route you want to go. But did you ever really think long and hard? Did you ever read the Ten Commandments? And if we would just all just kind of stay within that framework, you can call them anything you want. 10 rules of life, 10 commandments, 10 anything. But if you stayed within those 10, imagine how much better life would be. How much easier it would be to move through life. It's food for thought. I hope you had a fantastic Saturday. I did, except for that little spot of time, about 2 hours of my life that kind of got beat up. And now I'm cooking griots and grits because I'm going to comfort food. Anyway, Merry Christmas. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening. I hope tomorrow is your great day. Sunday is a reset day to get closer to God, to do better. Just do better. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Bye-bye.